Hello, hello. Welcome to this episode of the Rogers Radio Podcast. I am your host, Alyssa Rogers, and this week is the May update. The update from May, I cannot believe, and I just said last month, I can't believe it's May, and now here we are again, and it's about to be June. This is going to be released on the 31st, so tomorrow is June. We're almost halfway through the year. It has been a heck of a year, and I want to talk about May. May has by far been the hardest month I have ever had in company history, in my professional journey. May was full of gut punches, sucker punches. So many times did I say, oh my gosh, what else is going to happen? And I learned a long time ago to never say, oh, it could be worse. No, I've learned a long time ago to never say it can't get any worse, because it can get worse. And I always try to live a life of being really thankful for everything that I have going on in my life. And I am very, very thankful for everything that we have here. I am so thankful every day for our team. And I'm thankful for our customers. I'm thankful for everyone that I have around me, because they are truly what gets me through every day. But I want to talk about some of the things that happen in life and when growing a business. And I always want to be very transparent about what's going on behind closed doors. Kind of like spilling the tea about what's really going on, because social media can be so deceiving at times, right? You're always posting the good and not really talking about the stuff that is kind of sucky that's going on, behind closed doors. And this platform, this podcast, is for me to open up to you about what's truly going on, the good, the bad, the ugly. And so this one, I hope doesn't seem like complaining, because I'm not complaining. I'm just sharing what's truly going on behind the doors of Rogers Heating and Cooling. I learned some very humbling, hard lessons in May. It started off great. We were excited. We get very excited for May around here. And we started off the first week of May with Joey's windows shattered in his vehicle, and the building was vandalized. And when something like that happens, you get very... that's a sucker punch, right? Like, who doesn't like us that much that they think that it's okay to just go bash windows and vandalize a building that we've worked very hard for? And it's very upsetting, and I try not to take it so seriously, because it's like, oh, well, no one's ever going to like you. You're not ever going to make everyone happy, and you try to live like that. But in those moments, you start to close in a little bit and say, oh my gosh, do people really not like us that much? Or why would someone want to do that? Or, this causes a lot of stress and anxiety, and you're kind of looking, behind you, like, what's going on? And so it was really difficult to have to come to terms with that and saying, why would someone want to do that? So that started the month off. But I do want to say something about that moment, because in that moment, Riley was sick. So we woke up to a text message saying, hey, Joey, someone, because his truck was at the building at the shop over the weekend. And, hey, Joey, just wanted to let you know that someone busted your window out in your truck, and the building has been vandalized. And so that's a very tough thing to wake up to. And then Riley was sick, so I was dealing with that. And in those moments, you feel like, oh my gosh, everything is coming down. Like, why is this happening? But I want to share something, and I didn't ask her permission to share this on here, so I'm not going to say her name, and I hope you're listening, because you just don't realize how much it means when something like this happens. So we were dealing with that, and in that moment, I received a text message from someone that I do not talk to every single day. I don't even talk to often, but out of nowhere, like you see 3 text messages. There was like one text message and it says, hey, last night I went by y'all's workplace. I never go this way. And I'm just so damn proud of you guys. You're doing the damn thing. And I'm so glad to see it for y'all. And this was at 9:19 a.m. on the day that we found out that the vandalism had happened. And so in those moments you think like, oh my gosh, what's happening? And then you do have supporters that come at the perfect time. And I responded and I said, you don't realize how much this means to me. You sent this in a moment I needed this. Thank you so much. And it goes back to the update that I gave for April and, you know, check in on people. You never know what they're going through. And in that moment, that's exactly what I needed. And she didn't even know that I needed that and how much that has meant to me throughout the entire month, because I feel like everyone is against us because that happened, right? And then the next week, I have team members coming in and saying that they went to an event in the county and that there were some people at the event coming up to them and strongly bashing Joey and I and the company. And when you hear things like that, it's very, very upsetting. Joey and I are very passionate about growing Rogers Heating and Cooling, and we're very passionate about growing individuals within this organization and providing opportunities to individuals that they never knew existed or could exist and growing them. And it's very hard when you have team members coming to you saying that, you know, there are people that are bashing Joey and I and saying very hurtful, harmful things and bashing the company that we've worked so hard to grow. And, you know, in those moments, that's another sucker punch because all Joey and I do is work and spend time with Riley. We don't really do a lot outside of that because that's what we're most passionate about and that's what we enjoy doing. And we work so hard to make this an outstanding organization for the ones here within the organization and for the community, and giving back to the community and providing customers with top-notch service, quality service. And no, we're not perfect. We're never going to be perfect. And I don't ever want to be. But it's very hurtful to know that, you know, there are individuals out there bashing others. And I'm not just saying Joey and I. Like, all of us on here have probably had people say things that aren't very nice. And it's very hard to take that and endure that. And Joey's pretty good at, you know, brushing stuff like that off and saying, you know, as you grow, you're going to have more people that dislike you, and that's okay because you can't make everyone happy. And it's a little harder for me because I know we're good and I know we mean well. And I know that things happen when growing a business to where, you know, you have to make very tough decisions when you are in charge of making sure that the lives of 30 plus people are taken care of, right? They trust you enough to take care of them while they're here and while they're working and to provide a paycheck, and they have families. And so making decisions here at Rogers can be very tough. And we're only 5 years in. We're still new at this. We don't always make the best decisions. We don't always know exactly what to do in certain moments. And there are so many times where we have to tell people, oh, I've never had to deal with this before. So give me a few minutes and let me figure this out, and we'll figure this out together. And we truly mean well. And so dealing with that on top of, you know, feeling like there's definitely some people against us in the whole vandalism thing. And then knowing that there are people in the community bashing who we are that we don't even know. We don't even, you know, communicate with, talk to, truly do not know these people. They do not know us. And that's a tough pill to swallow. So what I've learned in all of this is, you know, just be kind, because even, oh my gosh, I'm going to talk about this because I didn't want to talk about this, but I'm going to talk about this. To top it all off, now we're at the end of the month, and Joey and I just went to eat at a restaurant, and I'm not, gonna name any names or anything, but we were clearly treated very poorly at this restaurant. And that was even tough, because you leave there just looking at each other, like, even in the restaurant, we're like, okay, maybe it's just an off day, right? Or maybe we're thinking too much into this. But we were clearly treated much differently than anyone else in the restaurant. We were not served. It was really bad, really, really bad, and left there very defeated. I just feel so defeated in these moments, because I know that they're trying to teach me a lesson, and I know it's making me stronger, but I just get in the car, and maybe this is, maybe there are people listening that, don't necessarily like what we're doing, or I know that we have a lot of support and a lot of people that love what we're doing and are great supporters. But maybe there are some that are listening that, I'm not their cup of tea. I don't want to do this to make you like, oh yes, this is what I want. I'm like getting a rise out of her. But I just want people to know that it is really hurtful, and we truly are not out to get anyone, not out to harm anyone. And when things like this happen, I get in the car and I'm like, Joey, like, why is this happening? Like, we don't do anything but work and hang out with Riley. Like, why is this happening? And why does this consistently happen? And it's just, he's like, this is what it takes to grow a business. And this is teaching us a lesson, and this is making us stronger so we can handle the bigger struggles that are in the horizon for us. Because as I always say, we're going to grow this business to be massive. This is going to be a massive company. And what we're struggling with right now is preparing us for the bigger struggles that are to come in the next few years. And I'm going to look back on this and say, you know what? I remember when these things happened, and, it really did prepare me for what is to come, because I know 2 years from now, I'm going to be looking back at this and saying, oh my gosh, that was so minuscule compared to what we're doing now. And I just really wanted to get on here. And I know I usually talk about all the good things, and there are so many good things that happen, but my main message today is, let's really work on lifting people up and saying that we're proud of people. And maybe you don't know what's going on behind closed doors, and maybe, it is harmful and it does hurt. I have feelings just like everyone else, and everyone here does. And there are a lot of people that show up every day, and I'm so thankful for them for trusting in us. And they truly know that we're here for their best interest. And I just really like to open the doors up here and be very transparent, very, very transparent, because it's not easy. And Joey and I had a speaking engagement a couple weeks ago at an awesome high school. We were talking to high schoolers, and we had one of the students ask us, is it hard to run a business? What is it like? And I did not sugarcoat it. It is very hard to run a business. And I never want to tell anyone that it's easy, because there are parts that become easier, but no part of it is easy. If it were easy, everyone would do it. And the world would be a great place if it was easy, right? And we'd have so many great things happening, but it's very hard. And I just never want you to think that I'm sitting here putting on a facade of, oh, everything is great and we are doing wonderful and this is the best year ever. And it is a great year, and it has been a great year, and it will continue to be a great year. We will continue to strive to win. We will not let these people bring us down, but I do want to let everyone know, just be kind and know that everyone has their own struggles and everyone is going through something. And how about we just lift each other up instead of trying to tear people down? And I can't wait to go into June. And I just know June's going to be a better month than May was. And, just be nice to everyone. And I am just going to hope that the sucker punches are done for a little while. And it's going to be a great summer. So I hope everyone had a fabulous Memorial Day weekend, even though it was rainy and the weather was terrible. We're going to hope for better days and better weather ahead. And I can't wait to talk to you next week. Have a great week, everyone.